Today, we're diving into something that can completely reshape the way you see yourself and your growth, the promises you make to yourself. Let's talk about something essential for your self-esteem and personal growth: honoring your promises to yourself. We often think of being true to our word when it comes to others, but how many times have you committed to something for yourself, only to let it slide? More importantly, have you ever realized the impact that has? It's easy to brush off breaking a personal promise. No one else is watching, right? Maybe you told yourself you'd start eating healthier this week, or promised to wake up early and hit the gym, or committed to working on that side project. But then, life happened. One skipped workout turned into a week of missed sessions. One skipped morning routine turned into hitting the snooze button again and again. When this becomes a pattern, you slowly start chipping away at your self-trust. You begin to doubt your ability to follow through, and that doubt seeps into other areas of your life. It's not just a broken promise, it's a broken connection between what you want and what you do. And when the person breaking that promise is you, it feels even worse. Here's why. Every promise we make to ourselves creates a kind of mental contract. It might not feel like a big deal in the moment, but your subconscious starts building expectations around it. When you don't deliver, it's not just an unmet goal, it's an unresolved loop that your mind keeps open, waiting for closure. Over time, these open loops pile up, draining your energy and leaving a lingering sense of unease. Imagine if a friend repeatedly promised you things and then didn't follow through. Eventually, you'd stop believing them, wouldn't you? Well, your relationship with yourself works the same way. When you break promises to yourself, your trust in you erodes. And here's the kicker: if you can't trust yourself, it becomes almost impossible to believe in the promises and commitments made by others. It's like your subconscious mind is keeping a mental scorecard. Every broken promise becomes a little tally mark, and soon you have a full page of reasons why you can't rely on yourself. This lack of self-trust can paralyze you when it comes to setting new goals, making decisions, or even starting simple habits. We often make promises when we're fired up with motivation, a burst of energy that makes us feel like we can conquer anything. But motivation is fleeting. It's that friend who shows up to the party all hyped up, but leaves before the real work begins. That's why it's crucial to distinguish between motivation and commitment. Motivation might get you started, but commitment is what keeps you going long after the initial excitement fades. Commitment is about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the thing, no matter the mood, no matter the circumstance. If motivation is the spark, commitment is the firewood. You need it to keep the flames burning consistently. So, how do you start building self-trust? By making realistic commitments. Be honest about what you're willing to take on. If you've never worked out before, promising yourself that you'll go to the gym 6 days a week is setting yourself up for failure. Instead, start small. Can you commit to just 2 days? Do that consistently, and then build on it. When you start with something manageable, you set yourself up for success. Here's the thing: your brain doesn't care about how big the commitment is. It only cares about whether you follow through. A promise is a promise. By setting realistic goals and sticking to them, no matter how small, you start closing those mental loops and rebuilding your self-trust. When you consistently honor your word to yourself, you'll notice something remarkable. Your confidence grows. Not the fake, "I'm gonna hype myself up" confidence, but a deeper, unshakable belief that you can count on you. You become someone who follows through, who doesn't need external validation to feel accomplished. You build an inner stability that won't waver, no matter what life throws at you. And when you believe in yourself, you start setting bigger goals and dreams, not because you feel you have to, but because you know you can achieve them. It's a powerful shift. Keeping promises to yourself turns into a habit, and suddenly, that trust in yourself transforms into unstoppable momentum. Right now, think of one small, realistic promise you can make to yourself for the week. Maybe it's drinking an extra glass of water each day, or getting up 10 minutes earlier for a morning stretch. Write it down. Say it out loud. Make it tangible. But here's the crucial part: don't break it. Not even once. Keep it as if it's the most important promise in the world, because it is. Remember, The promises you make to yourself are the foundation of your self-trust. Protect them fiercely, and you'll be building a resilient, confident version of yourself that no one can undermine. Always keep this in mind. Your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship in your life. When you keep your promises to yourself, you become your own greatest ally. You become someone you can rely on day in and day out. So, honor your word, commit with intention, and watch as the strength of your integrity fuels everything you do. Until next time, keep striving and keep growing. You've got this.